Here we go for the first test drive of the LHEC device. Yeah, I'm running out of washer fluid. So first test drive for a long time. The previous version wasn't that advanced. You might be hearing me jumping from the video to the road. I'm driving and I'm alone, so I can't basically focus, focus on the video and not on the road. So what you see here is basically the final product. I might tweak some stuff, but basically everything is here. So right now we are in speed mode. So the GPS speed is being displayed instead of the mileage of the car. I am now in drive, not in auto stick, but you can still, so you can see the D is being squared, I guess. And here we can see the current gear engaged by the transmission. Speed down there is written in kilometers per hour in metric, but the needles here are in imperials. The second feature after the GPS speed is overspeed alert. If I press on the reset button once, you can see I now have the alert. So A81 means that the car will alert me if I go over 81 kilometers per hour. You will hear what the alert means if I go over 81. So it's pretty weak, it's only the BCM chiming. It's a fun feature, I guess. That's something we don't have by default on those cars, only the cruise control. So now you have both cruise control and overspeed alert. You can disable the alert by pressing on the reset button again, here. Okay, back to speed mode. Let's put an alert right here. So I don't know what alert I chose. Again, I can't really put my attention on the road and on the video and on the device. Okay, here we are. Okay, 50, something around there. So turning on the alert will basically turn off, here, the gear engaged, because I can't talk to the transmission and to the BCM at the same time. If you go to the auto stick mode, you can see that the D disappears and the auto stick word appears again on the screen, and you can basically just change gears. So the second feature of the LHEC is the CVI. So if you press twice on the reset button, it now changes the mode and goes into CVI mode. So now you have the clutch volume index for the low and reverse clutch, which is 35. Clutch 2 and 4, clutch for overdrive, and underdrive. So this is not really interesting if you aren't into diagnostic, but that's basically something that most OBD diagnostic software and devices will be missing. So I thought it would be useful to add this feature here. So if you press again, you go back to the LR. Now we can press again on the twice on the reset button and display the fuel trims. I think I have I'm sure I have something wrong here, because my fuel trim for bank 1 short term isn't 0. Bank 2 short term isn't 0 neither. So you basically have long term bank 1 and long term bank 2. So you can switch between sub menus by pressing once on the reset button, and if you press again twice, you can change the displayed mode. So now we are into standard OBD mode, and we can see right now that the intake air pressure is being updated as I drive. Right now this is in metric, so I don't remember the unit exactly. I think it is in millipascal, I can't remember, but the unit can be selected on the device, so that's something that you can customize for your country and your preference. Press again on the reset button, and now you can display the intake air temperature here in Celsius degrees. Okay, I think people, after 2 months of quarantine, they don't know how to drive and how to locate, I guess, on the road. They take like 2 lanes. I don't know. So the intake air temperature, as I just said, and if you press again on the reset button, you can now have the engine coolant temperature. Okay, I'm going to a stop. And if you press again, you have the timing advance in degrees. So if you have noticed, the current gear isn't displayed anymore because again, I can't talk to 2 modules at the same time. So you basically have the selected gear only if you are in GPS speed. If you have a bad GPS coverage, you basically won't have the gear again because it will be pulling the speed from the ECU over OBD. So let's change mode again, which is now the transmission status, and we can see that the transmission is hot right now, and we can even display the temperature of the transmission by pressing again on the reset button once, and it is about 55 degrees. That's useful if you are topping off your transmission fluid level. You can actually use this to know when the transmission is hot and when you should be reading, what level you should be reading on the dipstick. So let's change mode again. So we are now back into default mode where, you can have here the mileage of the car and the trip. Press again twice on the button, you now have the transmission DTC. So right now the module is pulling the trouble codes from the TCM. So we have one trouble code, which is the number 12. So we have 77, 0, 0, 0, 0, and 0. So the transmission can store up to 7 trouble codes. And if you press again on the on the reset button, you can see that we are back to the first code, second, etc. I haven't been driving the car for a long time, and I have been playing at the same time, with the module and trying to create fault codes, to read them, to display them on the LCD screen. So I don't know if the codes I have right now are legit or not. I will have to check, maybe erase them, and see after that. Let's change again. So press twice on the reset button. And we now have the ORC DTC, ORC standing for Occupant Restraint Controller. So it's basically the airbag. I do not recommend displaying the codes while driving because, as you saw, the airbag module is being unlocked. So it is entering diagnostic mode, and I don't know if it will be working as it should in case of an accident. I have absolutely no idea, so I do not recommend reading the codes while driving, really. So one thing to note here is that all the trouble codes functions are basically blocking calls. So what I mean by that is that if I'm trying to play with the brightness of the LCD, nothing changes, as you can see. And here, yes, we have, you see, now the brightness can change. So the needles will be updated, but not what's written on the screen. So we have one code in the airbags. I think I know one of the codes. It should be that I haven't plugged the cluster. So again, press on the reset switch to change the display. Okay, so we have E4F for sure. That code, there was an error while reading it, so that's why we see error here, ERR. That one too, and yeah, we are back here. So we may have 1 or 3 codes. So let's change menu again. So press twice on the reset button. Okay, we are now reading the LSA DTC. LSA stands for left side airbag. I do not have any side airbag on my car, so I should be having a connection error. Let's wait for that. Yeah, okay, so it cannot find the module, as you can see here. So I'm gonna switch now to the right side airbag module. So again, we will have the same error. Okay, that's normal because I don't have any side airbag on my car. So now let's switch to the, I think it's the ABS next. Yeah, okay, ASR DTC. And we have no DTC. Perfect. Let's switch mode again. Clear all DTCs. So this menu allows you to erase all trouble codes from all modules. I mean the ECU, the TCM, ABS, airbags, side and front, BCM, MSM, the memory seat module, cluster, because yes, the cluster does store trouble codes, and the EVEC. You basically have time before actually proceeding to erasing the codes. I have never done that while driving. That's gonna be fun. So you have to press on the reset button once, then one more time. So basically, if you mess up and if you press twice, or if your presses are too short, too close together, it will jump to the next menu, so you don't make any mistake. So yeah, if you want to skip, just press twice, and it is changing menu. So I'm gonna go again back to the clear, just to show you. Okay. So press on the reset button again, and again, and again, and again. Sure? Yes, I'm sure. Come on. So it is now erasing the ECU, TCM, BCM, ASR is the ABS, ORC is the front airbags, left side airbag, right side airbag, ATC, so the climate control headset, the EVEC, the computer, the cluster, and done. So you might have seen this menu. It won't be available in the end product. This is basically something for me because I'm adding some sensors on the car and I want to display the values here, but yeah, that's not something that you will have. So yeah, just a few stuff to fix and one last prototype and we should be good. I mean, in a few, not maybe in a few weeks, but yeah, in a few months, I guess. But anyway, most of the stuff is here and everything is ready to be sold. Cheers!